Greetings, Ranger Country and honorable WAP warriors. Lesson number 19 coming at you. It's a quick one because technically we are still on spring break. Yesterday, my lovely oldest daughter, we had kind of a similar meal that we had the night before, again at dinner. You know, like anybody, I haven't been to a store in about 4 weeks. And so things are getting not as creative as normal, you know, where you have 6 or 7, obviously different planned meals. And so she said, hey, when are we going to have something else at some point? You know, and here we are, I mean, doing our best in all this. And I enjoyed cooking, and I felt bad for a moment, but then, you know, being the history teacher that I am, at the dinner table, my wife and I basically explained to her that, you know, to link this to history, the stories we were told, and I've alluded to them, you know, during the Great Depression, you had to make do with what you had. You had to stretch your meat, you had to stretch your cheese, you had to stretch things out in order to get a full meal in. You know, a lot of casseroles, right? Lots of biscuits and gravy, just trying to stretch all the different resources that you had. And a couple of things always stand out to me as far as, you know, making do. And my mom and dad would tell me about how my grandparents would, one of the things they would eat are bean sandwiches, onion sandwiches, you know, using the onion, and lard sandwiches, where you'd slather some pig fat or some beef fat on thick homemade bread. That's another thing, homemade bread. So, you know, I told my daughter this, and we talked a little bit about the Great Depression and how sometimes you had to make do with what you had, and it wasn't always exactly what you wanted to eat. It wasn't always, you know, the greatest, meal, but certainly it was food in your belly. And as a guy who absolutely loves biscuits and gravy, I'm okay with that. I don't know about lard sandwiches and onion sandwiches though. So anyhow, if you're if you're in a similar situation where maybe you're having to delay, or the cupboards are getting a little thin because maybe you, like me, went to the store 4 weeks ago, and now it's not as easy just to pop out to Meijer or to, the Ada Fresh Market or wherever. And now you got to get in line for curbside pickup, or, maybe you don't want to risk going into an area like that. So, just remind yourself, it could be worse. You could be eating bean sandwiches or onion sandwiches. Hopefully it never gets to that. Anyhow, that's your lesson for today. We'll talk more. We'll get more specific. WAP Warriors, as we approach April 15th, I'm going to put a plan in place where we're going to have our daily interactions. We'll continue the videos, and we're going to get after it and be successful on the AP World History Modern exam here in about a month and a half. Signing off, Brad Anderson. This is Ranger Country.